on this. It's 64-bit.
Well, that's good.
It's just you can't get it anymore.
Well, it's in your backups.
That's not how it works. It's not download apps to the desktop anymore. It hasn't done that for like 3 or 4 years.
Sure, but it'll pull the most recent build from the App Store if you restore
No,
backup with it.
no, it's literally not on the App Store. My phone was not able to pull it.
What were you trying to install?
Try to run it. Press the download.
Oh.
In a second.
Sounds like you should find a new IRC client.
Well, I mean,
Six alerts? What do we have 6 alerts for?
and what bothers me is I'm pretty sure this one costs money.
What'd you pay him? $3
I don't know.
2.5 years ago?
like-
It does not earn you perpetuity.
The principal,
Oh, yeah, it would.
not the principal.
If you had a like, there could be compatibility issues on other platforms that makes it not run anymore.
Well, that's not going to work, is it?
Oh, that's
I'm-
scary.
The only reason I lost this was because I got a new phone.
Yeah.
That's the
I
only
understand it works on iOS 11. I'm just trying to use another analog. Like if you had a Windows app that didn't run on Windows anymore, then
Like Media Center?
what? What's Media Center?
Still mad about that.
Take me to your leader.
Yeah, we're up and everything, but we're getting sorted out. I did want to mention...
Alexa, turn on Studio.
Oh, yeah, that's useful, isn't it? Technology.
Allows you to be way lazier.
Mir posted this Android Authority link. Apparently they're doing a fire sale today for Linux Academy for like more than half off for a year.
Oh.
150 bucks for a year.
Shit, that's not bad.
I know. I was like, well, that's pretty impressive. So unfortunately, I already have a pick, but that's pretty awesome.
Does this thing have the Amazon affiliate? No, of course not. Do I add that shit?
At the end of the URL, you put,
I just don't.
as
remember
he's
the
trying
whole-
to find,
Why can't I?
at ampersand tag equals.
Hold on. Chrome is not responding.
What is up with that? We have had so many issues with like laptops blue screening and Chrome not responding recently.
I'm in the Lenovo laptop.
I need to reboot this box, I'm guessing. Can't get a cursor. Tab is just the whoa.
Wait, this is
Impressive.
supposed to be a Halloween theme special?
Spooky.
Background's orange, what more do you want?
There you go, now it's orange.
Spooky kids.
Never seen Chrome go black screen
Now
before.
make it, the other one's black.
Okay, what do I add to this?
Ampersand tag equals. Yeah.
Wait, ampersand? Oh yeah.
PC per OA 420.
Bless you.
Dash. You sure? That's not a good link.
Put a slash after the ASIN.
Run a grep.
Grup.
Prep Sodok.
Yep.
Hawk. The hell is this, a grackle?
Link. Apply. left earbud.
They're both work now, Alan.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
We're moving in stereo now?
Been in stereo for a couple months now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've only been putting the left earbud in for a couple months now.
I mean, you don't need both.
Actually, you guys shouldn't be getting your monitors back. Shouldn't.
Hello, hello. I don't know. I can't tell.
I mean, we don't get ourselves back, no.
No.
But
Yeah, everything's
like,
mixed
you
down
don't have
mono.
to just put. You don't have to find the left one and put it in now.
Jeremy, say something?
Oh, how do I sound now?
I can barely hear Jeremy.
Oh, really?
I don't know. Well, it's probably
Bank me up.
it's probably on my no.
Yeah,
It's,
no, Ken turned you down. Jeremy, keep
There you
talking.
go.
Try to give them on
A
their
subtle
toes.
mute.
yeah, there we go.
Is that better?
Yeah,
That's better.
I can at least make out what he's saying now.
I blame Ken.
Good.
I blame Ken too.
Wait, you are Ken.
Yeah, he can blame Ken. He's the authority on blaming Ken. Right?
Well, I'm not so sure.
All right. Let me open up some tabs here. Although I'm wondering if I should just reboot this for now.
Is it giving you
Yeah,
issues
do it in
now?
the middle of the show.
It was doing the weirdest.
It was hanging.
Bounce it. Just get it over with.
So we have enough issues with that damn
The
thing.
mouse was going like 5 FPS for a while there in the middle of it. The mouse cursor.
That's bad.
I thought we had moved beyond that.
Nope.
You know, after Windows 98.
What indications do you have that we've moved beyond that?
Good point.
You use these computers.
This machine obviously has not moved beyond that.
So we need to have a pre-show checklist apparently to Max's. According to
yeah,
Max's.
just like reboot all the things.
Yeah, reboot everything. Have a checklist. A nice warm-up, pre-show massage, shoulder rub.
Have I messed with the Odroid HC1?
Single board computer. I don't know what's special about the HC one. Home Cloud.
Don't ask me if I've
Oh.
messed with it. That's like
it's
Ken's
the
thing.
Home Cloud edition.
Ken likes the
So it's like a Raspberry Pi with a SATA connector on it and a case, so you slip in and drive and just have cloud storage. Stackable. That's pretty cool.
Why did this not restore the tabs? I mean, that Windows is warning me that too many background apps may drain my battery life.
Really?
Laptop never gets unplugged.
Yeah, isn't that laptop plugged in like all the time?
Yeah, basically. What the hell? Boom. Oh. Docs. Touchscreen.
Ooh.
Okay. Dan's kicking in.
Look at that thing fly. Okay, now everyone quietly stare at them, quietly staring at their machine.
Why is there an Amazon?
Oh boy, we have a Ken Strout in the
Why is
Chat now.
what is in number 9?
9.
Number 9? Number 9?
I don't
Yeah,
think I
what did you do?
My That's not
You
my
revert
link.
back to 8 or something?
I don't know what he did.
I don't have an Amazon link.
That's not my. If somebody's pick of the week is mixed in with the Twitter URL.
You're
down
the
there.
only one with an Amazon pick of the week.
That was me. But I'm pretty sure I put it in the right place.
Let's see. What's the ASIN?
That is a Creative Sound Blaster X-Fi.
Not my pick.
That would be any.
Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know. But I
That was
got
in the show notes last week. Did you just duplicate it from last
I
week?
blame Sebastian.
Yeah, we'll blame Sebastian on that
Yep.
one.
All right.
Yeah, I just fixed it in the actual post, not the original show notes.
Does your ticker work even though it's a week behind?
These links doing?
Oh,
open?
yeah.
Yeah, it is wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but does it work?
It works forwards
Woohoo!
and it works backwards.
I don't like it. I don't like it when it moves backwards.
Yeah, it didn't used to work
It
backwards.
just, no, it's not right.
Well, at least you caught it before I started it. Jeez.
Do you have a good?
It was an internal debate.
Alex,
Well,
do you have a
yours-
good shot of this? Is this appropriate? Is it not?
I think you need to zoom in a level.
Well, for one, your desktop's not sending out yet.
Well, is that because I rebooted?
Yeah, you got to run the NDI,
What's it called?
or not the NDI, the display export thing.
Have a
Run that
sheet.
EXE.
Yeah,
It's
that
totally
random
legit.
one. Yeah, it's on your desktop, all by its lonesome.
How about I pin this?
Hey, look at that, 8 connections.
How about I pin this to the taskbar so that then we make things a little bit easier.
That's unplayable. 22 frames a second?
It's cinematic.
Are you not? My screen is not showing the same thing your screen is.
Okay.
I have minimized. I closed that. I'm just sitting on PC Per now.
You're plugged into the Ethernet there, right?
Yup.
Always something, isn't it?
I'm gonna cycle this app.
Yeah, try it. Kill it.
All right.
Can we kill it with fire?
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, can.
Closed it. Reopened it.
Nothing happening.
Ready. 0 connections.
Nothing happening. Nope. Now
Oh,
it's black.
Still 0 connections. I'm on a clean boot.
Yeah, I know you're on a clean boot.
The only thing running is Chrome. And this.
Nope.
Okay, let's kill it.
Flash of camera again.
Hold on. This last time this did decide to bounce vMix. Let me do that.
Boy,
Didn't you follow the checklist?
Yeah, it's not even seeing it. I got the rundown
Not
laptop
running
and
it.
the switcher.
Why'd you close it?
Did you close it instead of minimize it?
I closed it when you said you were going to
It's
bounce
supposed to be
VMX.
running when he bounced VMX.
You can't start it after?
Well, apparently it wasn't working that way.
Well, it's running now.
Yeah.
But what can we see?
Drop it from its head again.
Well, Jeremy, you look
Badonka-donk.
kind of strange here.
Oh,
That's really weird.
Come
my
on.
aspect
we need
ratio
that-
is buggered.
We need that M cable anti-aliasing HDMI cable on them, apparently.
Yeah.
Yes. On both ends, probably. It's not right.
No, I mean that's
And I'm so aliased.
yeah. That's
Oh, now I'm frozen.
oh, there we go. It had two.
Oh, hey.
it was-
Pop in.
It was picking up the thumbnail. All right. Do we have scrolly?
3 frames a second.
Praise the Lord.
Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
That's way more than 3 frames per second.
Yeah, it does it dynamically.
Oh, the 3 frames per second is coming from the little logo animation.
All right, so there's a primary, there's a
Very good.
remote. There's our other remote. There's me.
What the? Screen just went half black for no apparent reason. Once you go half black.
So is it working now? You happy with
I
it?
don't know, is it? You see shit?
I see our homepage.
I see a lot of shit all around.
Yeah, it's refreshing over here. We're good.
Okay. Oh god.
Oh, wait. I want to make a Hail Satan joke. Hold on. Saw this earlier.
Wait, what?
Crap. Where's my
Apparently, that's a type of fake meat.
T-Tan? Crap, where's my... Where the hell is it? Slack, where you at?
You lost your vegan cookbook already?
I know! My black metal
Disappoint.
vegan cookbook.
What are you looking for? What are we doing? What are we even doing here?
Are you playing Ryan's role tonight?
Well, yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't like. We're ready.
Yes, we are ready.
Oh. Last I heard, Alex was going, wait, and I'm like, oh,
No, I was looking for something. I'll find it later.
I posted in the chat.
Thank you. Jeremy always got my back. I appreciate it.
do we have the episode number right and everything? It's 473.
473.
October
And
25th. All right. Do we have an ad? Guess not.
Nope.
it's 25th, no ad.
All right, let's do it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the PC Perspective Podcast. This is episode number 473 being recorded October 25th, 2017. I'm Alan Malventano.
I'm Jeremy Hellstrom.
And I'm Ken Addison. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
But this is
We've secretly
going,
replaced
just-
all of the normal people with...
Just tune out now. I mean,
Yeah, just save yourself. Just
Run.
Some
You're
people
gonna
like
wait.
to watch train wrecks.
yeah, basically. Let's just run through all the rigmarole. Hey, you know what? PCPro.com/subscribe if you'd like to hear future train wrecks.
you would like to be notified of future train wrecks.
Yeah,
Before
yeah.
they happen.
Yeah, hopefully less future train wrecks than this one. And we just send out messages about anytime we do live streams there, be it this podcast or if we have people in studio for recording a thing or whatever. Patreon.com/PCPer.
Yeah,
Really
the
should-
other one doesn't work. We
Oh,
should alias
we
it.
should
but-
make
We
the other
should
one work,
alias
yeah.
that over.
Is where you can contribute should you wish to. And I think, yeah, we're still far away from that milestone of a new weekly show.
Well, we already
Wait.
do that show now.
We already do that
Because-
show
But
now.
we're,
Because
we're
we-
almost at the milestone where we can get Ryan back
We need to
occasionally.
update that to say some other new weekly show.
Well, yeah, probably.
Take it up with the boss.
Yeah.
We like the people so much that we decided to do it anyway.
We're just doing it anyway.
Something like that.
That's how we roll. All right, cool. Got that. PC per mailbag number 14.
Haven't missed a week yet. I think.
But no, I don't think we have.
No, we haven't.
I'm not sure I was here for when Ryan recorded this one to listen to what he was doing.
I think you were. I'm pretty sure you were on present for this.
Well, okay, I was here and I probably wasn't listening to Ryan.
Yeah, because the end is very good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the ending's pretty good.
Now you remember it?
Yeah.
As a side note, if you have any storage questions, just go ahead and pass those along in the next couple of weeks because I think Alan is getting ready to do a storage
Yes, I
only
am.
episode of this.
Sam, not only that, Jim has been like
Saving the storage questions
he's
off.
been skimming the storage questions
Yeah.
off the top and putting them in a little separate thing for
Yeah.
me to do a storage one at some point, probably soon. Okay, what do we got next? Oh yeah, the crazy good time that you and Alex had.
Have a good time with that.
Yeah.
That cold open is such a tease there, Alex.
I know. I
Yeah,
had to
but
put it in there.
That's too much of a tease, man.
Sorry.
Like seriously.
Hey, I didn't show the money shot.
That's a rather large rocket you're making.
Oh,
there.
you have no idea.
No, that's just the first stage.
All right.
Yeah.
So, they were playing Kerbal, and there was lots of laughing coming from the other side of the office.
It was quite a good time. I don't know how it came across to the people watching the stream, but I had a really good time, which I think is what's important.
Yeah, we both had a good time.
Yeah. So definitely check that out, if you wish. The chat is peppering us with storage questions in the chat now. So
Well, depending on how long this podcast goes, we might get to some of
maybe.
those.
But like, if they're good ones for something that I can kind of answer like on the fly, then send them to the. What is the thing to send to the PC?
Either the YouTube comments of the last one or the post on PC Per of the last one. PC Per is probably the better place to post them. Just
comments
so they
of
don't
the
get
article where
weird
it's
and
posted.
buried. We can look at that stuff easier.
Yep. Makes sense. All right, cool. So, might as well jump into the week in review. Forza Motorsport 7 performance review.
Performance
Oh,
preview.
performance preview, which the person sitting right next to me happened to have written.
That seems weird
I know,
and
it's
not
right.
necessary.
I know, right?
Yeah, so Forza 7 came out earlier in October. I think it was like the first Tuesday of October, the 3rd or whatever that was. And it launched day and date with the PC, which they did for the last Forza title as well, Forza Horizon, which is like their open world, still same sort of driving physics engine, but like it's kind of Top Gear style. You're going around doing jumps and weird races and stuff. Whereas this is their simulation game, essentially.
Okay.
So Forza
Less
Motorsport,
arcadey.
yeah, Forza Motorsport 7 is the first full motorsport title on the PC. They did Forza Motorsport 6 Apex, which is like their sort of test case for the PC, where they just released a couple of tracks and cars for free, just to kind of get some engine work done on the PC. But Forza 7 launched day and date with the Xbox this time, and if you buy the game digitally on one platform, you get it on the other, which is nice through the Play Anywhere initiative. They've really been pushing native 4K assets, HDR support, and cool graphical things like dynamic weather with this title on both the Xbox One X and the PC. So now that it's been out for a couple of weeks, both AMD and NVIDIA have released at least one or two drivers with optimization for it. I think NVIDIA released a game ready driver, or maybe like a beta driver, and then they released another one, whereas AMD's only had one that was pretty well optimized. We decided to go ahead and take a look at performance. So we kind of ran through a lot of the normal GPUs you see around these days. RX Vega 64 versus the 1080, Vega 56 versus 1070, and RX 580 versus 1060. Sort of the three normal price ranges that we deal with. You got the higher end, and then the $200 graphics cards with the 580 and the 1060 if you can find them, and then sort of cut in the middle with the 1070 and the 56. And there's good news. This game runs really well and looks really good on everything we tried it on.
Sweet.
Even at 4K, we got
You got 4K results in there?
67 and 50.9 frames out of the 1060 and the 580 respectively. And these were max quality settings. So I mean, if you turn down a couple of things on the RX 580, you could play at 60 frames per second, which I think is really cool. And it looks good. This game is very well optimized. Forza Horizon 3 last year had definitely some optimization issues. It was a very CPU heavy game. They worked on some of that stuff in patches after release, but they've nailed it on the release of this one. There's some weird stuff where the game will default to dynamic settings where it's trying to adjust based on load and tying it to 60 frames per second. You could turn all that stuff off, and there's a weird bug / feature where you can't run with VSync off unless your monitor resolution in Windows is the same as you're trying to play the game. So if you have a 4K monitor and you're trying to play it at 25 by 14, if you just set 25 by 14 in the game, it will VSync on. So you have to actually go back and set your resolution in the monitor. It's like a weird UWP exclusive full screen thing.
Of course it's a UWP bug.
I mean, beyond that, it was fine. The Microsoft Store was a really fast download. Like you can ask what drive you want to put it on now. They've actually fixed a lot of the Microsoft Store stuff that makes it more usable.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, if there's a free app, you don't have to log in anymore. Which I think is the only app store that does that. Like I don't think Apple or Android or anyone does that.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, that's besides the point. So I was pretty impressed with the overall performance of Forza Motorsport 7. There seems to be some weird stuff I've seen the past couple of days about frame times. And if you go ahead and scroll down to the frame time chart, we just took a quick look at this to sort of verify what we were seeing. We were seeing a pretty smooth experience with all the GPUs we tested. This chart, you can see that the 1080 was a very smooth experience. I mean, we're talking less than half a millisecond frame variance at the 95th percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Vega 64 was definitely more variant than that, but you're still under 2 milliseconds for most of the frames, which isn't exactly noticeable.
Yeah,
running at 60 hertz.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big deal. I think there would be some further driver optimization that AMD can do on that side, though. There is one caveat.
Mm-hmm.
High refresh rate displays.
What about them?
So if you scroll back up to the average frame rate chart, up a little bit, you can see that
They level off.
So the orange is 25 by 14.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real GPU that can do 144,
Yeah, and the
165.
blue is 1080p.
Yeah. So that's a bit disheartening. If you have a high refresh rate display, you're going to have to turn down some settings or
So does that mean you're
have multiple
or buy a
GPUs, I
Titan.
guess. But I don't
does that
really
just
think...
mean you're hitting a CPU?
So
Really?
another thing to notice is that the RX Vega cards don't really scale from 1440p to 1080p, whereas the NVIDIA cards do, and the RX 580 does.
Yeah.
So the speculation we have is that it is a pretty CPU heavy game. We had an 8-core 5960X processor in here, so I mean we had a lot of CPU horsepower behind it, but more might be tied to CPU performance than you're used to seeing, especially at high frame rates where you're running the simulation a lot faster.
Yeah.
So it's something to look out for. But for people running at 60 hertz on just about any resolution, you can get away with a lot. And personally, I think it's a pretty fun game. Like it's a good racing simulator if you're not trying to go super deep into something like iRacing.
Yeah.
If you just want like a casual experience,
Now,
worth
did you
checking
answer
out.
the most important question?
What?
Can you drive backwards?
It's frowned upon. I think. Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember
Brian,
how
I'm
Forza
sure
so
now
handles
disappointed.
it.
you can just drive the
Yeah.
other way on the track.
Well,
Probably.
I think they might turn you into a ghost after a while, so
Oh.
you don't have collisions because they're lame.
So we should let Ryan play this game and get frustrated then, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
So Ken, you said the download was fast. How big was the
it's like
actual-
100 gigs.
It's 100 gigs.
So it would not be fast
It's
for
100
you.
gigs.
No, it wouldn't be very fast.
I mean, games are getting there these days.
That's up there.
What else is 100 gigs right now?
Doom.
Doom.
Doom's not 100.
Yeah, it is. When was the last time you downloaded Doom?
Did it just recently climb to?
They added all the DLC in for free, so it is like 100 gigs
Oh.
now. I mean, that like games are getting up to the 100 gig mark for AAA titles
just
that are coming out, which is
crazy,
kind of insane, especially when you think about
Crazy.
SSD capacities
That's crazy.
Well, you have
But-
to have all the
and data
all the
caps.
graffiti on the Nürburgring updated in high res.
Exactly.
I mean, might need to start practicing that because we're going to go to Europe next year at some point.
We'll have to do a series of Alan simulates the Nürburgring in every game possible.
And then the
That
video
would be pretty funny,
and then
actually.
and then the video of me actually like doing it at the end.
Yeah,
like, in Europe.
we start out like Gran Turismo 1. whatever the earliest title we can find with the Nürburgring.
So then I'm actually driving on it and I'm cursing because I'm like, Gran Turismo 1 had this turn wrong. Dang it.
They've repaved it since then.
Yes.
As an aside, I recently saw the story about like how they built a roller coaster at the Nürburgring, and it was like it was a launch roller coaster, but it ran for like half a day or something like that, and was totally unreliable, and like maybe had an I can't remember.
Of course,
if
it had
ran
an accident.
if it ran into trouble. But so there's just this roller coaster track at the Nürburgring that's been there for like 10 years that they don't use.
Just not used. All right.
That doesn't
So it's
seem
like
very
when you were
German.
playing Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Yeah, no, it's pretty much something I would design.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
All right. Next, AMD Q3 2017 earnings, which we kind of thought would be favorable for them. They've been putting out some products lately that people actually kind of want to
They've
buy.
been putting out a lot of products.
Yeah. Let's see. What did they get? Oh, we don't have Josh here. Dang it. Company announced a revenue of $1.64 billion, up significantly from the expected 1.52. Hey, if you can beat Wall Street's analyst predictions, then you're probably doing pretty good.
Well, there's something about that.
300% boost from this quarter last year. How's that?
Yeah.
While they did beat expectations and had a really good quarter, their stock actually went down because they said that revenue will be down in the next quarter, likely due to crypto mining being less of a thing.
Oh,
And,
So their stock actually took a hit after hours yesterday because they kind of downgraded their revenue.
even though it's a holiday season coming up. Or
Yeah,
does
but
that count
everyone
as
who
the quarter
bought,
after
who
that?
was planning on getting like an Xbox or a Sony, got one last year.
Yeah,
So they're not going to see that huge spike like they did last year.
They do have the One X
Yeah.
launch in a couple weeks here, but who knows how much
Yeah.
that'll actually do. I mean, yeah, it's good news. They're turning it around.
Well,
Which
they
is
need to turn
very
it around.
good to see.
All right.
So you mentioned that they said they were going to decrease their revenue because crypto mining is falling off.
Yeah, they're selling
GPU mining's
They're
falling.
selling
GPU
less GPUs.
Okay.
Like they sold a lot of GPUs last quarter due to mining.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, is demand dropping off, or is that a?
It's certainly less profitable now. You can find GPUs for reasonable prices now.
Yep.
I won't say every model of every GPU, but you can find a 1080 for $500. You can find a 1070 for
You could,
What's it
you
like,
could find them
400?
close to their retail.
you can
Right.
usually find one SKU pretty close to retail, maybe like $10 or $20. It's stuff like the RX 580 still is out of whack, but
It's no longer a case where they might list it, but they don't have it.
correct. It doesn't seem
Okay.
to be that way anymore. I haven't bought a GPU in a while, but yeah.
Well, that's good for gamers. Bad for
Yeah.
AMD.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
it's good to sell GPUs to gamers instead of miners.
They'll just have to build a custom ASIC to sell to the miners.
We were speculating about that today.
Yeah.
No, absolutely no inside information or anything. We're just like, well, I
You're
wonder
not
what would
testing
happen.
out their beta model, are you?
I would wonder what would happen if one of these companies did that.
Yeah.
They would make money.
It would make money.
Literally.
All right. Next up, ARM had a public safety announcement.
No.
I
Service.
don't
Well,
think it's
safety works too.
That's not what they did?
No.
No. ARM
they
introduces
did.
platform security architecture. Okay. Different use of the acronym.
But it was very much a public security announcement. Because this is all about security of the Internet of Things.
Okay. I mean, that's good. People are concerned about security in the IoT stuff. Right?
Well, they haven't been, which is why we're in the position that we're in
I
now.
mean, yeah, we need them to
But-
be more so, basically.
So they've already announced Mbed, which is their sort of operating system and monitoring software, almost a year ago. And it's really interesting in that it's sort of the software portion and the operating system portion of this, where not only does it offer some security, but it also monitors any of your connected devices to see if there's anything strange going on in the way of traffic, extra power consumption, anything that could sort of indicate that you're a little bit infected. So with platform security architecture, this is their hardware firmware portion of it. And so essentially with the Cortex V8 Ms that will be released in the relatively near future, you're going to have some extra security features on it Sort of the big one is the trusted firmware, which is completely compatible with their embed. So you're covered straight from software straight through to the firmware. There's Crypto Island, which
I don't want to go there.
Yeah, well, no, probably not. You'll end up mining. So it's
You have to hash your way
on-die
off the
security.
island.
So you got a secondary layer of hardware sitting on the chip, which essentially sits between the outside world and your firmware to make sure that nothing is going to get through that isn't already signed off on Crypto Island. And it doesn't just do TCP IP, it does a whole bunch of other sort I'm looking for that's not coming protocols. So they're talking about putting these in cars, in small storage devices, just random, anything that has an ARM. And I mean, these guys have
It's
sold
everything at this point.
100 billion friggin' processors at this point. And then there's the secure debug channel, the SDC 600. Their security port on your device is turned off by default. You need to present it with a security certificate before it will enable itself. And it's not going to be a hardwired in one, so it's not a matter of one guy gets a hold of the certificate and now he can get at everything. They're going to be completely different and updated through the Embed OS. So now all of a sudden the security port, which lets you take over an incredible amount of the equipment, which is for a good reason because it is for debugging.
Yeah, for debugging,
but
you
it's
need
been
access
used
to
as
everything.
Yeah. So it's been a vector of attack for a long time. So with this, it's a brand new way of doing it with our familiar security certificate process. So you won't be able to reprogram the chip without essentially having already gotten into the chip to the point where it doesn't matter if you're in the debug port or not. So it's really exciting because the vast majority of the Internet of Things runs on ARM. And by ARM sort of saying, ignore the manufacturer. If you're going to be doing it on one of our Cortex-8Ms, it's going to be there. You can't hard code in bloody backdoor passwords. It just won't work. So it's really exciting for people who are, starting to realize that their bloody light bulbs are mining for the Ukraine or something at this point. It's getting ridiculous. So this will be a huge step forward as we start to see it roll out.
All right. Cool. What do we got next? NZXT.
They got neural nets, apparently.
Yo,
What?
brains.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they just had
they
cases.
claim to be doing deep learning on their fan controllers now, which is
Yes.
like, if deep learning hasn't jumped the shark as a term before this.
I mean,
How can you do deep learning on a two-dimensional problem? You have fan
don't-
speed
I
and you
don't-
have thermal load.
oh,
A noise.
To be honest,
Well,
I
anyways,
didn't
yeah,
look
okay.
that far into it once they started talking about
adaptive noise reduction.
doing that.
Yes.
I just kind of shut down.
And,
Like,
and
nah.
the PR for it was wonderful. It's like, even if you buy a new piece of equipment, your adaptive noise reduction system will learn its best ways of running and ensure a quiet operation while still remaining cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was impressive.
Seems kind of gimmicky.
Now
to
the
me.
cases they announced
Yeah,
are pretty sweet.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the H700i is your full sized one, so EATX boards will fit in there.
Yeah.
Not a problem. You will also like it. 7 2.5-inch bays and 3 3.5s, or we can turn them into 2.5s.
That's not
So
bad.
10 drives in there ain't bad.
Right.
Next up is the H400i. This is their mini or micro ATX case. So, I mean, it's $140, which is a decent price for a case of this size. Often, the smaller they get, the more they charge you, and all sorts of nice filters. They're all basically built in the same, and I chose the 3 different colors. Each of them available in the blue, the black, or the sort of silvery white. And this last little guy is the H200i, and you'll never guess. It's mini ITX.
Ooh.
I just wish they had something in these pictures for scale.
Well,
because
if you look
these
at the
I know.
colored back, the
Yeah.
PCIe covers,
yeah,
Yeah.
so
You can
like
tell.
they are shrinking considerably from one mile
Yeah.
to the next here. It's just
And these are all AI compatible.
Ooh,
You can put in
AI.
that Grid 3.
Sweet.
I'm
Okay.
sure the
Yeah.
Grid 3 will be a good fan controller.
Do we
but,
have
like,
do we got prices on? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one's 120.
120? That's
You
a
know, it's-
little pricey for
120,
ITX, but,
140, and then
it's not out
200.
the range.
Does NZXT make a line where they don't have the window on it? Like the same kind of nice industrial design like that, but they don't have that fingerprint-ridden window?
I mean, I think they
It mentioned that there were
Dude.
variants that did not have it. I didn't see any for sale. I didn't see any pictures of them, but
That's
it
because
is
not
their
sexy,
variants.
Jeremy.
Black spray paint's cheap.
It's sandblasted. Paint comes right off of glass like that. I'd take it in the sandblaster.
Make it frosted.
Yeah, frosted
Let's
glass.
put some frosted tin over it.
Frosted glass. Okay. Let's see. Asus announces some more motherboards. Ryzen
Motherboards.
ROG Strix X370i and B350i. These numbers with the overlapping, the Intel stuff is really starting to piss me off
oh yeah,
because it's confusing.
you tell by the socket size now.
I
Just
understand.
Look at that socket.
Yeah. It's just, why are they overlapping them like this? Anyway. All right, so they're ROG Strix, which apparently we were discussing this the other day. Apparently, just you don't just get Strix anymore. You don't just get ROG anymore. Everything is ROG Strix.
Well, there are the
Like, I think there's monitors now that are just ROG Strix.
so at least on the motherboard side, there's still like the traditional ROG lines, like the Maximus and the Rampage and all that crap. But yeah, everything seems to be ROG Strix these days.
They're
Even
just-
laptops.
They're just ROG Strixing all the things. Okay.
Yes.
So mini ITX boards. Yep. Okay. What else do we got?
So this is important because while there have been a couple of Ryzen ITX offerings, they took a while to come out after launch. I mean, they've been out for several months now, but they're missing some of the features. They're from people like BioStar and what's the other one that I can't remember?
Ace Rock.
ASRock.
ASRock,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I mean, they seem to be fine motherboards from how they reviewed, but Asus definitely puts a lot of attention into their ITX board, so it's nice to see sort of a more premium option for AM4 ITX
Like that's
stuff.
what you're looking at right now. It's
trying
it's a heat spreader, an M.2, and your audio.
I'm trying to figure out where does the heatsink piece that's on the bottom go?
It might go over the
Underneath the
audio
board.
component at like the amp or DAC they have
Oh,
for the audio stuff.
interesting.
That is interesting. I didn't see that before.
Is it that powerful of a DAC that it needs a freaking heatsink on it?
No, but why not ROG Strix heatsink? all
Just
the
ROG
thing?
Yeah.
Its dissipation is a half a watt, but you know,
Oh, sorry.
it's got a big ass.
And there's
heatsink on
also
it.
an M.2 on the back, so it might be tied in with that.
Scroll up a little bit, Alan. I was reading.
That sounds like
the
more
small
likely
PCB
option.
is sandwiched between isolated heat sinks for an M.2 drive and the platform chipset.
Oh,
So there you go.
Okay.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, did
Ah,
we,
so it's lifted off the board.
Yeah.
It's isolated.
Yeah.
now, did we talk about a motherboard? Was it the ASRock last week that had that same
Yeah.
sort of layout?
Except it had two M.2s on the back.
Yep.
Okay.
And a third one on the front, sideways.
Fun thing
Yes.
I read about that motherboard is that only the back two are VROC compatible.
Yes.
It's just
Because
disappointing.
the front one is is connected to the chipset.
It's just disappointing.
Like, how many lanes does the platform have?
I think it's probably a routing issue more than a lane issue.
I know it just baffled me that you would need to use the chipset for
I
anything other than SATA and your USBs.
so that
and your
Ryzen
other...
board also has the Wi-Fi card.
Yeah.
Which I could see why they might want attached to the chipset instead.
Yeah.
So
Is it on the riser or is it off the motherboard?
not this motherboard.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
On this one, it's on the motherboard. On the other one, the ASRock, it's on that strangely orientated one.
Huh.
Yeah, so I don't think we have pricing or availability for these. I think availability is supposed to be pretty soon. I think they're getting ready to launch these.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off on a semi-rant / tangent while we're on the Asus topic.
Uh-oh.
Tell me when server.
Tell you when it's over. Go grab me that little thing with the pigtail off of that desk, would you?
I
He's
the
wired
little
in,
thing, the
Alan.
little thing with the pigtail, the little thing with the
Since
loop.
when did Alex get a pigtail?
The little thing.
Why are we doing this?
There's a
I guess we're doing
ribbon
it.
cable looking thing
So,
on,
no.
on my desk.
On Ken's desk, it's
By-
a little
by that
tiny
test bed.
black square with a little loop attached to it. Yeah, that.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing.
This week on Men Pointing at Things.
Men pointing at the. Oh Jesus! Of course.
That was a
course.
very expensive pigtail
Followed
Jim
up
just
by
threw.
Watch the
Of course.
Geeks Catch.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like a $250 retail item.
Whoa. I don't want to be a part of this shit.
$50 now.
This right here is this little tiny thing I'm holding in my hand is a VROC key.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
It's a VROC key.
I swear it's a capacitor. Sorry,
No,
resistor.
I mean, it's got 4 pins.
Well, after you
There's
wax
probably
it, only
some-
supports,
There's probably some
RAID 3 now.
silly public-private key thing going on. I don't know. It was whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, don't
So-
lose that.
We tested VROC. We wrote up a couple weeks ago. We talked about it on the podcast where we did 4 Samsung 960 Pros and a RAID because it turned out you can install the driver, the RSTE driver, and you can make a RAID in like trial mode, right? And you'd figure that you make this trial mode thing in preparation for, hey, should I buy this key to use the full feature, right?
Yeah.
You're trying before you're buying, basically. Sounds like a cool idea, right? You actually don't really need the trial mode, I don't think, if you want to do like a RAID 0 of Intel drives. Okay, because we booted. We made another post later on that we had successfully booted from a RAID 0 of Optane memory drives because we're kind of cheating using, they're crosspoint drives, but
Yeah.
but they're just Intel drives, and there's apparently this incompatibility or this very reduced list of what you can use that's non-Intel drives that are certified to work with VROC. Okay, so 960 Pros in a RAID, and we got a VROC key. I actually had ordered one and got it in, right?
You can find them on the right
You
parts
can
of the
find
internet.
them if you know where to
mostly,
look. Okay.
Mostly VARs.
So let's say you're a hypothetical person that has installed RSTE, which is you find on the internet. There's a couple of versions now that support VROC. Okay. You've tried it with your 960 Pros. All right. It's
This
worked.
isn't really a hypothetical. We've
It's
done
actually
this.
worked. We actually done this. And then you get your VROC key in the mail. You're like, oh, cool. I can be official now. And I'm not on trial mode that's going to expire soon. And you plug the key in and the array goes away.
Yeah.
The array was working. It
Yeah,
goes away.
I watched you do this.
It just disappears.
It's just gone. And all drives are listed as not compatible, only with the VROC key installed.
Wow.
Okay, so
Does it come back when you take the key out?
we
Well,
yeah,
the first time we took the key out and rebooted the machine, it still said the VROC key was activated.
yeah,
Another reboot fixed that.
yeah.
but
it kind of
so-
tricked itself into thinking
So
it had a key.
it seems like maybe that sticks somewhere in the registry.
Yeah, who knows?
Now,
who
are
knows
these-
what's going on there?
Are these production firmwares we're dealing with, or are these pre?
No, this is on an Asus motherboard. That's
Awesome.
shipping, right?
I mean,
And this is a product
technically
that's
VROC
shipping.
isn't out yet.
Yeah.
So it's all very.
So
yeah.
we reach out to Intel and they send us back a list. Here are the products they're basically like, look, VROC is an enterprise minded thing. There's drives that are on a list. Here's the list. Everything on the list is a drive that you cannot purchase retail. So you're talking all the Samsung like SM and PM drives, which yes, I know you can find if you dig around. But my point is, this is a retail motherboard. The VROC key is very soon to be a retail thing. They're not going to ship a different version of the VROC key when they do. It's going to be this key. This is the one, right? And it's like, all the Samsung OEM drives. There's a Toshiba like XG3 on the list, which you
Which is an
can't,
OEM drive.
which is an OEM only drive. Like, so all these things are OEM only drives, which that's fine if a system builder can like integrate this thing and, ship a system that has VROC and this RAID is already pre-built. But that's not the way that a lot of people buy RAIDs in their systems or assemble RAIDs in their systems. A lot of, and the other beef I have with it, like, is you have Z170, Z270, Z370.
Yeah.
All of which will do NVMe RAID. And there is
in
no
a different way.
and there is no whitelist.
Yeah.
Pretty much, as far as I understand, any NVMe capable product you plug in works. So this is specifically a vendor style, not vendor, but like a market segmentation, whatever you want to call it, thing from the enterprise side that they've only validated with these
Yeah.
drives, right? if anything, they should at least include 960 series drives on the client side of VROC. Like, obviously, this is like firmware level thing.
I think they'll get there by the time they officially launch it, whatever the hell that means.
I guess, and we're still getting conflicting information. Now, the last I heard, there were 3 different keys.
Yeah.
There is a standard key. There is a key that will let you do RAID 5. I forget the exact name of it. It will let you do RAID 5 and RAID 1, but only with Intel drives.
Mm-hmm.
And then the premium key will let you include the other ones that are on that list. None of which are of retail products right now.
Yeah.
And we have had no indication, nobody has said such a peep as like, oh, this is going to change. Everybody that's told us, like, here's the list of products, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they might change their tune after there's some kind of blowback on this, maybe, if it happens.
Yeah.
We don't know. But as it stands right now, I'm basically telling everybody on the podcast, before we've even written about it officially, because don't spend your money on a VROC key.
But just don't do that in any ways. Just don't.
But it's just, you're going to waste your time, like, and your money. Yeah. And one of the other storage editors in the storage editing community, like, actually spent a lot of money and time on this and recently went on a huge rant.
Yeah, no.
Because he got to the same point we did and was like, F this crap, basically. Just got disgusted with it, threw his arms up in the air. Anyway. Yeah. So there's my PSA. As far as...
A little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just kind of ridiculous, right? Like...
This is why we need cameras in here 24/7 so we can, play back the meltdown that happened and the response on your face.
It wasn't a meltdown. It was really just me sitting over there like,
going, what is going on?
Like, and the array's gone. Like,
Yeah.
what? Like, this makes no sense.
It was more confusing than anything
Yes,
else.
it really was just baffling. Like, especially since you were
Not
just
mad, I'm just disappointed.
Well, that's what really boggles my mind is that it worked in a trial mode. Why on earth could you let it work in a trial mode, but then the array breaks when you put the most expensive, supposedly $250 retail VROC key in? If I spend $250, the thing that was just working in trial mode, sure as hell had better still be working.
Yeah, that...
Not a good experience.
I could start to rationalize the other stuff as whatever. It's an enterprise product. It has weird limitations. That's just usually how that stuff is. It sucks, but that's how it is. But the fact that you can create the array in trial mode and then get
it gets broken,
the license, and it doesn't work anymore.
And now we know what the key is
mind-boggling.
for, to make sure that the trial version actually expires when it has to.
Yeah. And
It actually doesn't enable anything. It just makes sure that trial gets disabled.
Yeah. And what was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, it's not like, so the versions of the RST driver that we found were within the past few months. And the 960 series drives have been out for more than a year. So it's not like Intel didn't know that this drive existed so that they
I don't
couldn't
think
like
it's
blacklist it in the driver for trial mode or something. No. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was working.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that has been Alan's rant for tonight.
Yeah. I hope Intel can figure out how to make a turn on that and get ahead of it before more people get angry. Because you're going to get more people buying these systems, buying a bunch of 960 Pros or something.
I don't think you're going to have a bunch of people doing this ever.
The kind of people that are going to do it are going to spend a lot of money, and they're going to be very vocal when it doesn't work. Is my point, right?
Yeah,
So
the
Intel
consumers
could
on
be
this are
getting
gonna
ahead of it, right? Because think about this. You have AMD RAID, which, by the way, another semi-rant. We've been trying to get working properly for multiple weeks now. We can hit the same numbers that Der Bauer hit, but as soon as we try to write to the drive, the read speed's cut in half.
Yeah, there's some weird thing.
Weird crap going on. We're trying to
don't-
figure it out left and right. Like, we've gone back and forth with AMD, with Asus, tried all sorts of stuff. It's a pain in the butt, right? But guess what? It works with all drives we've thrown at it.
Yeah.
There's no whitelists, blacklists. It just works. It may not work. The performance may not be the best yet, and there might be a
But it's a whole lot better than 0 bytes per second.
And it might have potential blatant security vulnerabilities as per Wendell and
don't install the web part of that driver, which is
No,
I think an
that would be a
optional
bad
install.
idea.
yeah, the
Don't
driver.
do that.
I will say this: AMD, all the features are present at the BIOS level.
Yeah. And
So you can make the array and do all that stuff in the BIOS and only install like the F6 driver under Windows, and you don't have to install the entire thing to get.
and you can also configure it in Windows without the web interface if you just use the command line tools.
True. Or you could just install the stuff, configure it, and then uninstall
Yeah.
all that stuff.
But
all the-
how many users are going to go through and do a custom install and not install the GUI tools?
No, I'm with you. It's just that it's running at basically, several version old bits and pieces of different tools that allow you to, access things via web.
Oh yeah,
It's
it's
a local host.
It's an awful.
And it's not
it's-
filtering only from local hosts. So in other words, you can access it from elsewhere on the network.
yeah, it listens on all interfaces and it's running its system, and you can run executables on the command line directly from the
Not
web
just
interface.
executables, potentially you control your buddy. If you're on his Wi-Fi at his house, you can log
yeah.
into a server and delete his RAID out from under him.
Yeah,
Probably not the best.
Yeah.
good
you know,
times.
Yeah, great times. Yeah, just
And
some
don't
random
worry,
person.
there's a web server running at port 80 with the with all of the information about what version of PHP it's running and allowing you to execute code and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
vulnerabilities.
So
Of
basically, as far as all these, workstation class machines from both sides are messing up the whole RAID thing, big time. Just saying. One way or the
If
other.
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, they
damn it.
haven't got it working in the first place.
Well, I meant the old style RAID, not this new improved.
Well, so
And by improved, I mean
don't get me wrong, the VROC, performance-wise, is sweet. It totally is. You don't have the DMI bottleneck. I was doing 22.2 gig per second on 8.
okay. That's
Yeah, 22.2, right? With freaking 960 Pros in a RAID. I had to put the GPU on the last slot because I didn't have places to put the two.
doesn't really fit there either on that board.
Oh yeah, by the way, Asus, when you plug this VROC key into the board, you can't fully seat the GPU in the last slot.
Well, the GPU doesn't go in the last slot is the answer to that.
But I'm just saying, it's the header is in line.
Yeah, but the GPU doesn't go in the last slot is the answer to that.
But I wanted by 8. I wanted RAID with 8 drives, which you have to use the first 2 slots for, or the first and third. Anyway. Yeah. Rant and sub-rant over. Okay. I said I could stretch the podcast out a little in case it was short, so there you go.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Josh rant over.
So many emails about that one.
I mean, just...
Ryan, you would not believe what you guys did this week.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's not like we haven't given both sides multiple weeks worth of chances to figure out their messaging. So if not me ranting, there'd be a post up already for either one of these. Thanks. Okay. Back down to other things to rant about. No, this is not a rant thing.
This is a good thing.
This is actually a pretty sweet thing. Is this also
Consumer-friendly
include
thing.
This also include the resolution stuff, the 4K stuff? Okay, so Microsoft now supports original Xbox games on Xbox One. So they're adding Xbox games. They're starting with 13, and then there's going to be more coming soon. Not only are they supporting them, but they're are they adding textures, or are they just upscaling it better?
So I forget the exact technical details, but they're being upscaled, and I think AF is being applied. They're doing some post processing on top of the image, and you should start to play that video.
Okay, I'll just
Because
making sure we didn't get the
I mean,
takedown. or
you
anything.
would think, okay, and whatever, they can upscale some 480i/480p Xbox games. It's not going to look that good.
Yeah, no, they keep swiping back and forth in this video, and it looks damn good.
Yeah. No, there is some speculation that this video might have been captured, not captured at 480p, which is what the Xbox supported if you had the component cables.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, most people played without the component cables. And it's a night and day difference.
Yeah, I mean, it looks way better, and it's the same content.
Yeah.
It just,
And so, I mean, Knights of the Old Republic was available on the PC. So the PC version still looks a little better than this because it has higher res textures, I believe. But,
Yeah.
It's a game that kind of probably want to play with a controller. And that game's old enough that the PC version doesn't really have controller support. So I plan on going back and playing this.
There's a video. It's not the video I'm playing now, but there's a video that shows the differences in Halo
Yeah.
and it's also a really good example.
And the cool thing they did is, I don't know if they added all of the games, but a lot of these games are available to buy digitally now. So KOTOR was like $10 or $15 I saw earlier
Oh, okay.
this week.
So if you just want to buy the oldies,
Yeah.
on
And
the
they're
new platform.
giving was it Ninja Gaiden Black free to Xbox games with gold members this week.
Really?
Yeah. So and I saw particular talk about Ninja Gaiden Black on 4K on the Xbox One X looking very good.
That game looked good originally.
Yeah. 60 frames.
I can just
Yeah.
I gotta play that again. Unlabored flawlessness, baby.
Yeah.
It was a big plank. It's probably the best weapon in the game. The more damaged you were, the more closer to death you were. It was just a wooden plank, but the writing on it would start glowing red as you got closer and closer to death, and it like exponentially increased the damage that it did the closer you were to death. So if you get into a boss battle, you
That's
get down to like
pretty good.
1% health, and you would literally one hit this boss and just take him down to like nothing. It was freaking sweet. It was so cool of a weapon. Anyway, Psychonauts. There's another good one.
Psychonaut. I mean, those are all
Sands of Time. Those are all old
Yeah,
goodies.
no, they're good titles.
Yeah,
Wow, Sands of Time was such a good game.
yeah, it was. It really was a good one.
I need to play KOTOR again.
Yeah,
That's
that
what
would
I've
be fun.
decided.
Cool. All right, so that's good news if you're a Xbox person.
It would be nice to see these come to PC one day. There's no
Yeah,
reason
yeah,
they can't
yeah,
do it now that they're emulating the Xbox on Windows 10, essentially.
I mean, they're kind of sort of doing.
There's no reason they couldn't do it besides
right.
maybe licensing issues.
Well, Sands of Time was on PC.
Yeah, I mean, some of these titles were on PC, but it wasn't
Not
exactly
all
an
of them.
era where you had good PC ports.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But they are kind of sort of doing like what Dolphin does for like Wii games.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's people putting out texture packs and stuff, and you could play Zelda in like 4K and like all this
Yeah.
crazy high resolution and everything, and now they're just doing it on a console with their own games
Officially.
So officially, why not? Like beat them to the punch. Good. Yeah.
I think it was IGN this week had an article you can go back and search for about the whole emulation project and how it was like a Skunkworks thing that two teams were working on like before the Xbox One launch, and it got tabled after they had the whole DRM thing, and they kind of had to come together and change a lot of shit in the OS.
Yeah.
So it was a good story about how there are some dedicated people who wanted to get this done at Microsoft, and they got it done. They're adding more games.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess that's it for the rants and the weekend news. And
I don't know if it's done, but not that. I mean,
What?
There could always be rants.
no. Anybody else got a rant before we move on?
I
to
don't know
picks of the week?
yet. I got to be in the
No.
moment to rant.
Oh, it's not. Okay. All right. All right. Picks of the week. Let's do it. My pick is a book that I had pre-ordered and finally came in. Called Cinemaps. It's this guy Andrew DeGraff does these huge, like not huge, but like he does these. He actually paints these. Like he comes up with a plan, he paints them, and then this is basically a book of prints that he's done. And what he does is he takes a movie, figures out the path of all of the characters in the movie, figures out how to fit all the scenes in the movie onto one drawing, and then connects them all, the routes of all the characters. So like for example, which one is this? If it
The Princess Bride.
ever decides to load. I mean,
I recognize that map.
Amazon should get some new servers.
it's probably just this laptop being a dork or something. Let me try a different picture. Like, I don't know. It's not loading.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
So like,
Yeah.
there's the Princess Bride.
Wow,
Interesting.
That's really
Right?
neat.
And like,
I really have a bone to pick with a font that he's picked, but
yeah. and there's Star Trek, the newer Star Trek, first one from a few years ago.
and I can see 3 plot holes on it.
No.
Well, yeah. But like they have some really cool ones. There's like I've already kind of flipped through it. He has the first 3 Star Wars time-wise, the first 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like Wizard of Oz in there. That looks pretty cool. There's The Shining, including the maze. It's like, it's just really, nice touches, and the the art is like super detailed. He has like a 2-page spread that's Lord of the Rings, and I think it's all the movies all together.
that would make
like
sense,
all in a
right?
row.
Like,
It is just one long walk.
It's hard to, like, I had to bust out a magnifying glass just to look at that one. So not only was it a 2-page spread in a fairly large format book, but the lines of each character were just like super thin.
yeah.
So if you dig around, you can actually find like the art, you can actually buy, if you really like one of these, you can find the guy's actual art like on a site, or you can find prints of it, like poster size prints.
Yeah.
But they're all
cool.
really cool. I saw one of these and was just like floored, and I was like, okay, I got to get that book. And he apparently has
It's a good coffee table book.
He has another book which called Plotted, which I don't have, but he basically has the storylines of novels that he has drawn out into.
Yeah.
Like what would happen, who went where and when. So I'm probably gonna pick that one up too. Anyway, cool book. Who's up next?
Jeremy, I think.
Jeremy.
Yeah. And even stranger to say something nice about Microsoft.
Is your pick just a post on the site?
Well, I mean, self-promotion. It's
Oh, okay.
good as self-gratification. So the new creators update came out with some things that were kind of meh and some things that were okay. And one thing that even slipped under the radar for me until I read about it this week was controlled folder access, a brand new thing under the Security Center, which essentially prevents changes to any folders except by specific apps that you permit. And it starts with everything is blocked and you have to add exceptions. Now you might say, well, okay, who the hell cares? I mean, there's already antivirus and this, that, and the other thing. Well, this is specifically for ransomware. When all of a sudden Firefox suddenly starts encrypting your entire bloody file structure, it's going to notice, it's going to stop it. I mean, you may have already unlocked downloads and a couple of others because it does take a little bit of setup to do. You will find stuff where it pops up and says it's been blocked by your Security Center. But I deal with on a daily occasion at work. And I'm talking to the security guys to say, just friggin', for the idiots who have gotten on Windows 10 for whatever reason, they're usually the ones that we really need to do this for. Because if I can stop it at the damn PC level, I can stop it before it hits the damn network drives, which is when I actually care.
Okay.
It's kind of nice. And it goes on top of Bitdefender if you want to be already using that. It's a decent protection. But controlled folder access, I'm just looking and going, anytime someone shows up with a PC in my personal life that needs help because they've screwed it, this is getting turned on.
Yeah.
And I will deal with it keeps asking me. They're like, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Because I really have got a bone to pick with these ransomware authors. And this is a really good way of stopping it dead. You will have to pick up the creators update to do it. There's another link on the site as to how to do that manually if you don't want to wait for it to be pushed.
You can force it to pull down.
Yeah, you might want to wait for it to be pushed because there's been some negative effects to updating to it. So let Microsoft get ready to push it out to you.
I mean, we haven't had any bad experiences here yet.
Yeah, it's been running on my machine here at work, and it's been fine.
I haven't had a bad experience personally yet, but I've read more than a few that were more than just someone bitching on Reddit, and it's like, yeah, okay, that's actually an issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they'll fix those in next patch Tuesday or
exactly.
two. All right. Hey, look at that. I have a pop-up.
I'm taking the easier way out. I saw this sale come across today. 850 Evo, 500 gig, $130 at Micro Center.
That's cheap.
It's 26 cents per gig.
That's pretty cheap.
It's not 10 cents per gig. Ryan's not here, so we can talk about slightly more expensive
cheap
SSDs.
for a very solid drive.
Yeah.
It's not NVMe, but it's about as fast as SATA goes.
I did look. I believe it's $149 on Amazon right now if you don't have a Micro Center, which is, I mean, it's still a pretty decent little discount there off. I think it normally goes a little higher than that. But yeah, if you have a Micro Center nearby, I think this is in-store only, which is unfortunate.
And limit 2.
Yeah, limit 2. but 130 for. I mean,
But you know, with these games that are 100 gig each, you might as well buy 2 and RAID 0 them. Just saying.
true.
I mean, yeah,
back
you're
up if you do that. Back up.
Yeah. Well, just make that your, listeners to this podcast probably already have an NVMe SSD, but you need another terabyte lying around for all these dang games, which they're probably getting through the cloud anyway. So if the RAID 0 goes away, you've probably just lost your game downloads, which you can just pull down again. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have a data cap.
Somebody linked me a Micron 6100 or something SATA drive.
Yeah.
$500 for 2 terabytes. It was a 2 terabyte SATA SSD.
That's nice.
That's pretty impressive.
Hold on, I can. It was on Amazon. I'll look up the part real quick. Oh, Micron 1100.
Never heard of that.
2 terabyte.
Huh.
It's probably using their 3D. Yeah, it's using their 3D TLC.
Yeah.
It might not be a fast drive for writes, it might not even have any SLC cache. I don't know, because I haven't, I don't even think Micron's ever told me about an 1100 series drive, honestly.
Yeah.
It just hasn't been on my radar. But yeah, that was 500 gig for, similar to what this is, right?
Yeah.
But just a tiny bit cheaper.
So to correct myself from earlier, someone in the chat said this. Ninja Gaiden is not free for Games with Gold members. It's free for Xbox Game Pass subscribers, which is the $10 service that gets you access to $10 a month, gets you access to a whole bunch of games.
Oh.
Over 100 Xbox One games and 360 titles, and now start to have Xbox titles. So it's not with Gold. It's the $10 Game Pass thing, which I think they have a month free trial for now. Maybe that's only with the One X, but $10 is still pretty cool for access to all of those games.
Yeah, that was one of our readers. What was it? Randall sent me that tip. Okay. Alex, did you buy a flip phone?
No, I did not buy a flip
candy
phone.
bar phone.
I bought a candy bar phone.
Oh.
My Nexus 5, my trusty Nexus 5 that has been running for 4 years, finally gave up the ghost last week.
Well, it was made by LG, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I had bought the whole warranty for the thing through T-Mobile and talked to the wonderful lady at their support and all right, it's going to be, $150 deductible and we're going to give you a something S4. I don't even know what it was. Looked it up and it had a whole bunch of malware or bloatware installed on it. You can't get rid of. That's drives me up the wall.
Okay.
That I can't remove software from a device that I own.
Can you root the thing?
Maybe.
You can, but then
Maybe,
you got to deal
yeah.
with all that. And I've been down that path, and I've reverted back to stock Android. And I was frustrated with my smartphone, and I wasn't gonna buy an iPhone.
Yeah.
And I wasn't gonna buy a freaking $600 Android phone.
$600. That's a cheap Android phone.
I know.
These days.
I know.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit ragey about it, just a little bit. I got this sucker. A Nokia 105.
So flip to the,
It's a 105. This is actually the older model. They come with a newer model now. It's the 105 2017 edition. It's a little bit more streamlined.
Is that $22?
$22. It makes phone calls. It sends text messages. It has an alarm clock, and it has Snake. That's all you need from a phone.
All you need.
Okay.
$22.
How long does the battery last?
35 days.
Remember that? Remember those days?
35 days in standby, 13 hours talk time.
35
I can
days.
take this on a dive trip on a boat and not carry a charger.
Yeah.
And if I break it, if I run over it, it's $25.
What is the problem with the world we live in today, where a $22 phone lasts 35 days on the battery,
With it-
but we're lucky to get 2 days.
Recharge it. Hell, I just toss it out and buy a new one.
Exactly.
We're lucky to get 22.
I mean,
you could just buy new phones when the battery die, And
Yeah.
you're still cheaper than an iPhone after 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, I have not charged this phone since I got it. Let's see. I don't know. You probably can't
Oh
see
my
it.
God. So what's your battery at?
It's locked.
Oh no, it's locked.
Let's see
Gotta
here.
put your
It's
fingerprint on it.
Yeah, you got to touch ID that thing.
no, you can't see it.
So what does it say?
I have 2 pixels down on about a 10 pixel bar.
Jesus.
It's never seen a charger
So,
in 4 days.
as the chat did point out, this is a 2G only phone.
It is
which
a
going to be an
2G.
issue at some point.
T-Mobile has guaranteed they're going to support the 2G spectrum through the end of 2020.
Yeah, but I think everyone else's
Yeah.
cutoff is a little quicker than that.
Yeah,
the
I think
the chat like wants this phone. They're like, is there a link for this? Jeremy, put the link for the thing in the chat.
I did.
Oh.
Then they got talking about pickup trucks, and it got chased off. the street
Oh,
with
they've been
their
talking
own
about
damn
pickup trucks for
fault.
the past hour.
Oh
But
Jesus.
$22. pretty good.
$22.
But even if you don't use it as a primary phone, because I can probably fix my Nexus when I finally get around to it. It needs a new switch solder to it. I just didn't want to deal with it. They make all the reviews I read about it. They said they make great festival phones.
Yeah.
You know, you have this $500 smartphone. You're going to go to a music festival. You're going to go on a trip. You're going to
Yeah.
go through TSA.
yeah.
$25. You slap your SIM card in it. You're good to go.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, there's nothing on it that, TSA can't search your phone. There's nothing on it. There's no
Nothing-
GPS.
Good luck, buddy. Here you go.
Here you go.
All those dirty text messages.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure that if you know what you're doing, GSM, like, it's not just cell phones. There is a crap load of stuff that uses GSM.
Yeah. Like,
So I'd be shocked if you're totally cut off.
yeah, like,
TSA might suspect like that they might suspect you just because of this phone.
well, that actually is kind of an interesting aside. If you look up the Nokia 105 terrorist, apparently ISIS has been using this phone ever since its inception because it's so reliable as a detonator.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's a positive and a negative
Yeah,
wrapped
it's like-
up into one.
Well, I mean, it works.
so.
And
It's
35
reliable.
days?
So from this point forward, we will refer to your phone as the bomb phone.
Yes, that's fine. You can
Your
call
phone is the bomb.
my phone
Yes.
is the bomb.
I'm just gonna every time it rings, you might as well make it sound like a deet deet, like a you're change your ringtone to like
It doesn't have
a
a
if you,
detonator
if you
going
buy
off.
a Casio digital wristwatch, I'm leaving the place.
yeah.
Cassie watching a Nokia phone.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Yeah.
On
Wow.
Amazon account.
Holy crap.
And now the police are going to show up at my house tomorrow. Thanks. Great.
The shape of that phone
As long
reminds
as
me
it's
like
not here.
Nokia has made a phone that's been that basic shape.
Yeah.
Like
Forever.
for
Forever. Yeah.
I think it was like 10 or 15 years ago. Like I bought one for my wife because she kept breaking, but there weren't smartphones out, right? So but
It's 3310, baby.
I walked into a Best Buy, spent $50, no contract, nothing, on just some Nokia really cheesy phone, right? And then they tried to upsell me on the freaking extended warranty plan. And I was like curious because I was like, well, my wife just broke her phone. That's why I'm here. How much is it? Is thinking like $10. No, it was $50.
For an indestructible cell phone.
So I actually stopped in my tracks at the lady. I'm like, wait, the phone is $50, and started a discussion with the checkout lady. Like, do you realize that
A rant.
the phone is $50? Yeah. How much is the plan? $50. The phone is $50.
How many replacements does it cover?
Like, I could just come back and just buy another one for the cost of the plan. Like, what are you guys doing? Anyway. And that phone lasted my wife like 5 years or something. Until she got like an iPhone.
You
or
need to be
something.
a super hipster and get the new Nokia 3310. The
Now-
smartphone-ish one. It's still a feature phone. It doesn't run Android. Well, it might run Android.
Battery
under
life
the
on that
hood.
one, 3 hours.
Yeah, you're talking
Probably.
about the 3310 Repop.
Yeah,
That's
the 2017.
that's only
Yeah.
available in Europe, isn't it?
I think it made its way here. I know some of the Nokia phones have been making their way here.
Yeah, because isn't there something funky with like the 1900 versus 1800 megahertz band?
Yeah, something like that probably. 744 hours of standby time.
That's
Chat's giving me
They'll
crap
measure it
because
in
I was giving the
hours,
lady at
not
the
months.
checkout crap.
Yeah, I mean, you really shouldn't.
She
give her
should- she
crap.
shouldn't bother to
She
upsell
doesn't
me on
set, it's her job.
I know. If I'm working at Best
She will
Buy
get
and,
you-
and the upsell costs the same as the dang item, that's the one that I just forget to offer. Just because. Sorry.
You're
Anyway.
not going to get a very good rating from your manager.
I know. I'm probably not the best person to work at a Best Buy.
Not wearing enough flash either.
Yeah,
Flare.
flare.
Or flare, sorry.
Yeah, Flash. Although I would be wearing Flash if I was working at a Best Buy.
Anyways,
Just have little
that's
pins,
been
just
it
little
for this
flash
episode
memory
of
dies
the
all
PC
over the place.
Perspective Podcast. Join us next week when hopefully we have some more people.
And we rant less.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
rants
that
are
would be the
good.
case.
Anyway,
I like the rants.
I'm Alan Mamontano.
I'm Jeremy Hellstrom.
And I'm Ken Addison.
And then there's Alex over there.
Hey, Alex.
See ya, bye.
See ya.
Well, that wasn't a complete tragedy.
No, it wasn't.
Worked out.
My rant was fully justified.
It was.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Aren't all rants justified?
No.
It's been brewing for like 2 weeks. Seriously, guys, like, I swear I have spent at least 50 hours between the VROC and the AMD raid crap.
And now you got raid rage.
Out of the past 2 weeks, I have wasted 50 hours of time.
I think it's wasting time.
It's wasted when it doesn't turn into anything I can do but rant about.
It is your job.
Because I can't, I mean, it doesn't make for good written content because how many different ways can I state in writing, this sucks? Like,
I'm
But
sure
I bet you could
you
come
can
up
stretch
with
out the
harder.
5,000
It takes more
characters.
effort to write a crappy review on something than it does at least even a
Yeah,
mediocre
that is
or a good
pretty
review
true.
on something, right? And it's just like, I just want it to work. Like with the AMD raid, we just want it to work, you know? So we keep going back and forth with them. Hey, we tried this, not working. Like, back
Oh
and
man,
forth,
you
back
could
and
have
forth.
got this one, Alex.
Oh, somebody
Which
asked about the VROC thing. Dapple asked some question about the, what was it? Oh, yeah, if you have stuff that's on the list and you get the premium key, and if it's Dapple, I think it is, then he already has the premium key. Because he's the one that told me where to get the premium key. Anyway, if you have seen that list, which you probably have, and you have those things, then it should just work. But you will not know for sure, because obviously trial mode doesn't let you know if it was going to work or not. Actually, wait. If you plug them in, the BIOS should still show that they are supported. Because there's an entry for the drives that says if they're supported or not.
No, the BIOS when we had the key in the 960s said they weren't supported.
I know. Because they aren't. Actually.
Yeah.
They're
What are
not
we
on the
talking
list.
about?
There are drives that are on the list. The
Yeah.
question was, well, if I have drives that are on the list,
Yeah,
will they work
works.
with the key? Well, we haven't confirmed, but it's supposed to.
I mean,
Hey, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if I tried it with actual drives and it didn't work. Wow, is that for sale?
yeah.
That's a thing for sale.
You should
Huh?
have gotten that one, Alex.
Oh, the brick phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I was like, really? Is this really
If
a
it
thing?
wasn't $57,
Oh, yeah.
it'd be worth it.
Rip off.
The chat is right. Ryan does rant about SSD prices all the time. It's pretty sad when I'm the voice of reason on SSD prices.
You're not the voice of reason. You're holding us back.
Well,
If you would just push a little harder.
anyway. There might be some chance that Intel fixes that thing, and there's hopefully some chance that AMD fixes the other thing, and
I think they'll both fix it.
I think they'll
I'm
both
an
eventually
optimist.
fix it.
Oh, you could get the Jitterbug Android phone.
Ooh.
It's only
I
$95.95.
keep seeing that on old people commercials.
What, people doing the jitterbug?
That's why they call it the
It
jitterbug.
has an advanced mode and a basic mode.
They call it the jitterbug because old people can relate to that because they used to do it. And all the things are oversized on the screen.
Rotary dial cell phone.
Uh,
Oh.
yeah. I don't know what to say anymore.
Actually, Alex, you probably could put a hand crank on that phone,
I probably
and it would
could.
probably give you some reasonable amount of charge.
Oh no, my battery's almost dead. Full charge.
Old people used to do it. Alan Montano, 2017.
If you do end up looking for a new Android phone, Alex, the Motorola G Plus, they call it now on Amazon,
Mhm.
is like it's a pretty stripped down ROM, and it's like $100 or under $200.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
So
the Motorola G budget phones have always been pretty good.
yeah, this was a case where it was a.
Oh, I absolutely understand why you did it.
Yeah, I was just like,
Amazon is selling a newer model, the Easy Store. Does it have an 8 terabyte?
Amazon
inside?
selling the Easy Store? That's a new thing. No, that's in my book.
That's in my book. It's not the Easy Store.
No,
The Easy Store is Best Buy exclusive.
we have no idea what drive is in that.
Uh,
My
that,
book.
Staples.
that I've seen people open, and it was some white label drive. It was not a red.
Hmm.
From everything I've seen.
What
So
price does Best Buy have the Easy Store for this?
That's true. Easy Store is the one that goes on sale.
It's been consistently going on sale every couple of weeks.
We bought, combined between myself and the members of the office here, purchased 256 terabytes
Oh,
worth of
weird. I
Western
haven't
Digital
seen
Easy
it.
Stores.
It's on sale for $200 at Best Buy currently. It's
was
been 160
Yeah.
Lately a lot.
It was
I
like
mean,
160
200's
and 180.
200's fine.
Yeah, they went,
if you want to
every time they went on sale, I lapped the Cincinnati. The
No,
greater
you
Cincinnati
only did
area.
that like twice. They've been on sale a lot more than that.
Isn't twice enough, Ken?
Well, you just said you
No.
did it every time.
How many times do I need
I'm
to
just
go
saying
on
it's been on sale like 4 times since you've done it.
Yeah, I know.
More hard drives.
I don't need any more. I have 128 terabytes. I'm good for
That's
now.
not enough.
I'm good for a while.
How long?
Until I set up the Plex server.
2018.
not long enough is the answer all the time.
Until setup time of Plex server, start time, and then take free space, divide that by my download speed. And then that will be when I run out and need to upgrade.
Linux ISOs.
Yes,
ISOs.
lots and lots of Linux ISOs. Yes, we have 128 terabytes. You need to do a part 2 of the infrastructure
Yeah, I've been waiting until we get it all
update thing.
buttoned down.
Yeah, so we
we'll be
have,
at that point soon.
We have 16 of those Easy Store drives in the server at the office
And
here.
a chassis with the 1950X in it.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
We don't roll like Linus. We buy our hard drives.
Mm.
Zing.
I don't want to pass judgment. We would take free hard drives if someone gave them to us.
If somebody sent a free petabyte, yeah. But I'd probably be like, we don't really need a petabyte. That's not realistic.
Shut your whore mouth.
Well,
Wait, okay. Wait, you're saying this, Alan. How many 24-port RAID cards are you going to put in your next machine?
4. But it's not going to be a
Alan
petabyte.
Malvitano, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going
96.
for 100 bays. I'm not going for a petabyte.
Well, if you're going for 100 bays, you might as well go for a petabyte.
Do you have any idea how many old hard drive review samples I have that need to be put into arrays?
Old hard drives.
Do you
That
really
sounds
want
like
to
a
put old
perfect thing to
hard
into
drives
arrays.
into an array?
What does it matter when you got 3 copies of everything?
How old are we talking here?
Well, there'll be the
see, we got-
master
Toss that one out.
backup, which
Toss
is going to
that
be
one
the
out.
128 terabytes worth of helium
Barracudas
drives, right?
and Velociraptors and
No.
Death Stars.
Well,
and
Velociraptors are reasonably reliable.
Oh, the Death Stars are probably dead by
Death
now.
Stars, no. I have 0 Death Star drives that work,
Thus the
That
Death
is-
Star.
and I own lots of hard drives. I even have like somewhere in the order of 20 of the 8 terabyte Xbox hard drives.
Why the fuck?
Because for a
Why?
period there, I installed a modded Xbox for the crew to use.
La 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 la.
We know
A
nothing.
modded, fully loaded Xbox for the crew to use. And it got so much use
Wait.
in one patrol.
So you're saying you committed piracy
Sure.
on the high seas?
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
Well,
confirming.
if you're gonna
Because-
do it,
Yeah. You want me to go on the Martian, the whole Martian-like thing? Because technically we're in international waters. Yeah.
Yeah, to commandeer
anyway,
another
I'm the
craft.
first.
So
That's
then as soon as
piracy.
we pulled back in, literally everybody on the crew that owned an Xbox, that Xbox passed through my home with a purchased from like Best Buy 40 gigabyte hard drive or whatever, like in the box. Basically, they brought me their Xbox and a hard disk and like, $50 for me to order the mod chip. Like I bought like just I didn't know you could buy batches of like Executor 3s or whatever for Xboxes. I was literally just like rubber stamping these guys out like at my house. I was like, I had like
I did a lot of shit with original Xboxes in a similar fashion
Yeah.
for people.
Like I was just, they were just. I had at one point on my kitchen table there was literally just a stack of. I had like an incoming inbox of Xboxes, just like 5 of them, just to mod like in one night, and then I put them on the network and I FTP'd and just dumped all the
Between
stuff
the
over
two
the
of us, we
drives.
could probably field trip an original Xbox in about a minute.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those were the days. But
Wait,
they
we're
didn't
talking
want-
about breaking it
none of
down or
them-
putting it back together?
None of them wanted the original. None of them wanted the original drives back. So I just have like a box full of like original hard drive from Xboxes. I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. They're freaking high DE. Like,
Yeah.
but they're there. Maybe I'll make wind chimes out of the platters one day. I don't know. I'll do something.
Hey, that
Stick
You
all
could-
the magnets
you-
on the fridge.
you could
Like-
sell them on Etsy.
I just tell them, oh, hard drive wind chimes. That's it.
Artisanal.
Hey, if you sign them, they'd sell.
Well, I was thinking like, I mean, the basement's going to be like this game room thing. Maybe I'll just take like one little section of wall and just like people pin CDs to the wall. I'm just going to pin hard drive platters to the wall.
Xbox graveyard.
Xbox hard drive platters to the wall. Anyway.
So,
all right, guys, I gotta go put my feet up. So have
right.
fun.
catch you later.
Out of here. Night all. Thanks
Yeah.
for watching.
We should probably get going
What is-
too.
Well, here, someone mentioned IRC, and I thought they were joking. Apparently, yesterday
Oh,
they
Sean.
demoed Open ZFS on Windows. Like, it
Really?
works. Apparently.
Huh.
Oh, that's a good video.
Why?
I mean,
What is wrong with this world?
there's nothing inherently wrong with that.
No, there's not. It's just, Open ZFS has been the bastion of Unix BSD.
Oh,
For
Anthony,
years.
you always
Yeah.
have good stuff, man.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah. What? Okay.
I was. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Oh, the video's still playing. What? Stop playing. Stop.
Do you know how to computer?
And you blew out freezing cold air after my head exploded.
Yeah.
It was really good.
I got you back.
You're trying to put out the fire.
Yeah. All right, I'm calling it.
Yep.
On it.
Yep, we're out.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
We got people to do and places to see.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
Yep. All right. We're out.